I'm Kevin Donaghy with Brokers.law. Today I'd like to speak with you about preparing your company for sale. And specifically, what I want to talk with you about is having your documents and your corporate information organized to make it easy for prospective buyers to evaluate you and for your professional advisors to assist you. This is going to fall into three main areas: legal, financial, and operational. Let's talk about legal considerations first. This means having a document inventory that will have all of your company organizational documents, your organizational documents, your minutes, your bylaws, your operating agreement. If you're a limited liability company, it would be executed copies of these certain documents. Also, you would have any state and federal licenses and authorizations that your company operates under. If you're a surveyor, you would have your a copy of your survey license. If you are a realtor, it would be your broker's license. You would also have copies of your insurance policies and histories in there. Also, having copies of your leases and deeds for any of your properties, and also leases for any equipment that you might lease or any automobiles, etc. You would also have any mortgages and security agreements in this file, and any documents, unfortunately, that you might have related to litigation. You want to be transparent when you're in the sales process. And lastly, if you have any patents and trademarks, you would also have those in there also. Next, you would have the next part is the financial considerations, though. You want to have your financial house in order also. Now, this may take some work with your accountant in preparing and shoring up your finances, your financial presentation of your company. Sometimes when small business owners, don't have anyone really to answer to, they do things sort of their way. But you want to have your documents organized and auditable for the sales process. So what this will entail is preparing the following: having 3 years of your tax returns, having your financial statements, your income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flows, if you have them, prepared on a monthly basis for the last 3 years. It would also be having your tax returns and your bank statements for the 3-year period also. If you've done anything specific as far as customer profitability analysis, future budgets, capital expenditures, and the like, you would also include those also. The last area in preparing would be operational preparation. And these are things related to how you actually run your business. So the first would be an organization chart. Who does what in your organization? Who are the key players? What are their roles? How long have they been there? How likely are they to stay in a future regime if someone takes over for you? So you want to have your organization charts. You want to similarly and related to that, you want to have your employee files all organized so eventually they can review those, particularly for your key personnel when the time comes. You also want to have copies of any benefit plans and agreements that you have for your employees. People want to know what kind of benefit package you're giving your employees and what they're getting themselves into. You also would want to have together copies of your confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements. Your key employees should be on confidentiality, non-disclosure, and non-competition agreements. And if they're not, you probably want to get them on before you start the sales process. Also, if you have any customer contracts, you'd want to have those customer contracts prepared if they're significant. If you have pre-booked orders, if you have orders heading that go a year and a half into the future, you want to have copies of those available for someone to review during due diligence. Lastly, if you have any company policies and handbooks, you want to have those. If you have standard operating procedures or manuals, you want to have those together also, and any other contracts such as insurance agreements. This is just an outline of some of the areas that you'd want to have together when you're getting ready to sell your company. Having these documents organized are going to help someone evaluating your company, whether they're assisting you in selling it or more likely during the due diligence period, which is the period after you've gone to contract, but before closing, when a buyer is going to thoroughly examine your company. The more organized your company looks and the more together it looks, the more likely you are that you're going to get an offer and more likely that you're going to close. If you have any other further questions, you can find a lot more information on brokers.law, and you can reach us through there. Thanks and have a great day.